Good morning, everyone. How are you all, guys? It's a very beautiful morning here in Hyderabad, and yeah, I assume in Bangalore or whichever place you are, as a hybrid meet. Uh, Today it's our Linkers meet, which is a very good thing because two Toastmasters club come together for a single meeting. That's a very good theme. It's my first Linkers meet, so I'm very excited for that. But before we start, we have a few rules which we follow in every Toastmasters meeting. The first rule is please keep your noise making devices to silent mode, not interrupt the speaker. Keep yourself from in mute unless you're asked to speak, and refrain from speaking about taboo topics as sex, religion, politics, and other controversial topics. But if you want to do so, please put them in a manner where people won't get offended. And the fourth rule, please take the note that this meeting is being recorded and been uploaded in social media platforms like YouTube. And please be mindful of the topics that you choose to speak. So today's topic, health is wealth. See, what is the ultimate aim of us, human beings? Do we all work for? For us to be happy, right? For us being happy and for our kids being happy, for our parents being happy, and everyone being happy. That's the ultimate goal of our life, right? The all hard work we do studying engineering or doing advanced degrees to earn money. But health is without health, there is no happiness, right? These days, health is one of the most important things because there is a lot of there's a lot of pollution, contamination in every aspect of our life, be it air or what do you call food, the people which you talk to, everything is polluted and toxic, right? So we need to maintain our health. And these days, I believe to have a great, we are focusing great on physical health, right? We are doing diets, keto diet, what that diet, this diet, whatnot. Our ancestors didn't do anything; they just ate what they had and they did work. But these days, one of the most important thing, according to me, is mental health. Now, if I'm talking on mental health, it's not like people are depressed or nothing. It's just an overall sense of happiness and what do you call overall sense of togetherness in your mind that no one around you is you're not unhappy in life or sad or you are just enjoying your life. That is what I call mental health. So I hope every one of you would follow these things and believe that health is wealth. And I would like to hear more from our Toastmaster of the day. So, presiding officer TM Ganesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Praneeth, for that wonderful kickstart of the meeting. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. Can I get a good morning?
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning.
Thank you, online audience. Thank you, offline audience. Well, I am Dinesh and I'll be the presiding officer for today's meeting. The first part, I'd like to declare the meeting number 174 of Toastmasters Amrita Bengaluru and meeting number 179 of Spoken Word open. Now, let me read out the club mission. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to build their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater personal confidence and self-growth. Now, I have few announcements to make. Well, tomorrow, district level induction ceremony is going to happen for new members. It's a privilege that we didn't get. So let us help the new Toastmasters who joined very recently to get this privilege. If your mentees or any fellow Toastmasters that you know or joined Toastmasters very recently, ask them to register. It's going to be a hybrid meeting and it's going to be a good learning experience is what I can say. Another announcement from our club is for the members who didn't fill the goal sheet, please go ahead and fill the goal sheet to plan your month accordingly. That's with the announcements part. Now let me give a both clubs introduction a little. Toastmasters Amrita Bengaluru was started on 20th April 2017. Now we have a membership of 35. And Spoken Word is a club that started on 18 November 2018, and the current membership is 30. Well, I can see few guests in the meeting. Firstly, take it from the in-person attendees. Yusuf, would you like to introduce about yourself?
Good morning to one and all present here. This is Yusuf from Toastmaster MHC. So, like, okay, fine. Let me tell you. Should I have to tell? Is it enough? Theme. Okay, fine. What is health? If I talk about theme, my health is only something else. No. Yeah. If I talk about him, my health is only something else. Like I wake up at 6 o'clock, sleep at around 4 o'clock. That's what I think, like you can get an idea how my health is in that thing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Yusuf. Well, it's a linkers meeting. Let us all get to know about ourselves a little, shall we? Well, Abhijit, would you like to introduce yourself to us?
Hey. Yeah, so I recently joined in the Spoken Word club, so I'm working as an manager application engineer in a semiconductor company in Bangalore. I've been settled in Bangalore for the last 8 years. Yeah, that's about me. And I'm from Kerala.
Good to know that you joined recently. You're going to have a lot of learnings experience, well, and memorable journey ahead. Hoping for it. And Saksham, would you like to introduce yourself to us?
Yeah, hi. I joined Toastmasters Spoken Words in the month of July, and I work as a water treatment consultant in Quest Global. And today I'm playing the role of a timer. No, that's all.
Okay, let's take role takers introductions aside. Who else out there? So Jashvita from our club, would you like to introduce yourself to everyone?
Hello.
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. I'm Jaswita. I just recently completed my first year in BTech. And this is my second meeting as a Toastmaster. And yeah, I'm happy to join this meeting. And this topic is also really good about health and wealth, which is really important in our lives. So I'm happy to meet you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Yashvita. Govind, would you like to introduce yourself to us? Govind? I think he might be, okay, he can't speak it seems. To introduce him, he is the current Vice President membership of our club, Toastmasters Amrita Bengaluru. And Siddharth, yes, would you like to introduce yourself to us?
Hey, hi. Hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Hey guys, hi. Good morning. This is Siddharth. I am currently working as data engineering manager in Cognizant. Recently joined the Spoken Word Toastmasters Club and exploring myself and growing my capabilities in communication space. Yeah. Thank you all.
Thank you, Siddharth. Glad to see many new members in your club. I think it is progressing a lot. And Pankaj, would you like to introduce yourself to us?
Yeah, thank you for giving opportunity to introduce me. So myself, Pankaj Kumar, and I am working as a data engineer in YouTube Insights. And today is my first day, so in the Toastmaster Club. So happy to join this club and happy to explore myself and explore some capabilities which I can provide to our team and all. Thank you.
Thank you, Pankaj. Well, that's it with the guest introductions. Now to talk about the theme, health is the only wealth. Well, I belong to that category of people who suddenly wakes up on a fine morning and says, I should get all fit and stuff, and sleeps for the rest of the day. I belong to that category. But yeah, let's see what our Toastmaster of the day has in store for us regarding the theme. To introduce our Toastmaster of the day, he is currently working with 𝙎𝙤𝙤𝙦, and his hobbies include playing volleyball, cricket, watching movies, and traveling with friends and family. Over to you, Toastmaster Rohit.
Hey, thank you, Ganesh. Good morning, everyone, and a very good Saturday morning to everybody. I hope all of you are good today. Yeah. Yep. So thank you for having me as the Toastmaster of the day for today's session. Health and well-being, right? I believe everyone here is aware of the importance of good health, and no one would argue against it. But when it comes to doing something about it, most of us take it for granted. It takes backseat. The degree of ignorance or underestimation of our health varies from person to person. So today's theme is to re-emphasize and remind our fellow Toastmasters that health must be our topmost priority. There are thousands of sayings related to health. However, the one that best defines how central well-being is to happiness and prosperity was coined over 2000 years ago by the Roman poet Virgil. He said, the greatest wealth is health. It's been 2 millennia, long enough for such a simple wisdom to sink in. Yet, human society is still managing to invent new ways to harm itself. Our modern lifestyle and increased online activities have increased the risk of health-related problems. And pandemic has made things even worse, right? And health, when we talk about health, health goes beyond weight. It goes beyond blood pressure. It goes beyond the numbers that our traditional doctors assess. Health is about physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. They are all connected. They are all very, very important. And they are all influenced by what we allow into our lives and by what we put out into the world. So with that note, we'll continue our discussion on health, and I'll share more insights and we'll get more insights from all of you. But for now, I would like to invite Toastmaster Shubhang, who is the general evaluator for today's session, right? So Shubhang is a native of Hubli. He works as a data migration developer at Accenture. He loves sports, specifically football, and he also likes to read crime thrillers in his free time. So that's Shubhang. Toastmaster Shubhang, over to you.
Thanks a lot, Rohit, for the lovely introduction. So I'll be the general evaluator for today. So basically, my task is to evaluate the entire session and provide my report right at the end of the meeting. But I won't be doing this alone. I have a team which is known as the TAG team for my assistants. So TAG stands for Timer, R Counter, and Grammarian. So I would like to introduce the first role taker from this trio. So he works, I guess he already introduced himself. He works as a water treatment consultant at Quest Global. And like most of us Indians, he's also a big time cricket fan. So without further ado, I would like to welcome Toastmaster Saksham to introduce his role.
Yeah, hi, Shubhang. Hi, everyone, for the lovely introduction. Good morning. So my role as a timer will be to keep an account of the timing of the speakers, so that the speakers do not cross their time limits. So I'll change if the speech is of 5 to 7 minutes, I'll change my background to yellow at the end of 5 minutes, green at the end of 6 minutes, and red at the end of 7 minutes. Similarly, the speech is of 4 to 6 minutes. I'll change my background to yellow at the end of 4 minutes, green at the end of 5 minutes, and red at the end of 6 minutes. During table topic session, I'll change my background to yellow at the end of 1 minute, green at the end of 1.5 minutes, and red at the end of 2 minutes. This is all about my role today. Thanks.
Thanks, Saksham, for introducing your role. Just a slight correction. So the first card that you should show should be the green card, then the yellow, then the red. That's the order.
Okay. Oh,
no worries. That happens sometimes. No worries. So I would like to introduce our next role taker. She is someone who believes that most times we focus on wealth and we do not value our health until sickness comes. And just like how you only miss the sun when it starts to snow. So it's none other than Toastmaster Srividya, who is the R counter for today. I would like to welcome Toastmaster Srividya to introduce her role.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shubhang. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So the purpose of an R counter is to listen to overused words such as and, well, you know, but. So we all tend to use words such as in our daily lives, which affects the effectivity of our speech. So I would like to take down a note of all the speakers who are repeating certain words such as I, you know, this means, and also listen to the filler words or crutch words which are being used such as and also there are a few words which are being overused in a speaker's word, so that all I'll be noting down at the end of the meeting. I'll be submitting the report of the number of times each speaker is using such words and expressions. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Shubham.
Thanks a lot, Srividya, for the detailed introduction to your role. So next up, we have someone who is an introvert and he's trying to explore his extrovert side. And you know, he's a big time foodie. So we do share, you know, a lot of things in common. I also used to be an introvert. I'm still an introvert, but yeah, Toastmasters has helped me come out of my shell. So, and I also like food a lot. So we do share a lot of things in common. So I would like to introduce Toastmaster Ganesh, who is the grammarian for today, to introduce his role. Like, I would like to welcome him to introduce his role.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shubhang. Well, when we come to the topic, health is wealth, and if we take it literally, I'd say I'd be the poorest man alive on this earth because I have the worst health, like everyone else said. Coming to my role, I'm the grammarian of the day, and my job is to analyze whatever you're speaking, hear whatever you're speaking, tell you guys the good idioms or good phrases, good words you use, or the not so good phrases or grammatical mistakes that you make. My other job is to introduce the word of the day and the idiom of the day. The word of the day is liveliness. It means the quality of being outgoing, energetic, and enthusiastic. An example is he radiated liveliness and good humor. And idiom of the day is alive and kicking. It means healthy and active, which is related to the theme. An example is she ran a marathon late in life just to prove that she is alive and kicking. That's it from my side. I'll post the word of the day and the idiom of the day in the chat box. You can refer to it, and I'll give my report at the end of the meeting. Thank you so much. Over to you.
Thanks a lot, Ganesh, for the detailed introduction. This was an introduction to my role and the team that is going to be helping me in presenting a detailed report right at the end of the meeting. So back to you, Toastmaster of the day, Rohit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shubhang, for all the introductions of all the role takers. So now we'll move on to our speech section for today, where we'll have the speakers to come up and present their prepared speeches. Right. So to start with, I would like to invite our first speech evaluator, Toastmaster Shilpa, to share the speech objectives and the guidelines. Toastmaster Shilpa, over to you.
Good morning, everyone. My target speaker's speech purpose is to practice applying feedback and serve as a speech evaluator during any club meeting. The purpose of the speech is for the member to demonstrate the ability to deliver an effective, respectful speech and evaluation speech as well. For this, I think he is delivering a speech and not his evaluator speech. So I will be evaluating him for his speech and how he has applied the feedback. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Shilpa. And just to add to Shilpa's introduction, she also believes health is a very key factor in the life, and she believes she believes that we do not have to do a lot to maintain a good health, but just small steps to maintain a balanced lifestyle. Very well said. Thank you, Shilpa. So then I'd like to call upon our first speaker, Vinay, whose title of the speech is Dear Daddy. Toastmaster Vinay, Dear Daddy, Toastmaster Vinay, over to you.
A very good morning. I am Vinay, currently pursuing my bachelor's degree in Amta School of Engineering, Bangalore. Dear Daddy, a few days ago, I've attended a club's meeting outside our club. And you know what? I got best of speakers because I am the only speaker. There is this one day which I feel is more important. 2002, March 6th, around 11:15 a.m. That's the exact time when I became the youngest person in the world. And there is this one person who is waiting outside the room with a huge smile on his face, Mr. 𝙒𝙤𝙣. The thing which he did to me, I love everything, but one thing which I don't like is the name which he gave to me. I used to hate it. But few days ago, I came to know what's the reason that he gave that name to me. You know, there is one day where my father was supposed to give me a name. And there are three most important people in my father's life. They are my grandpa, Mr. Veerbhadra Rao, my uncle, whose name is Venkata Papa Rao, and this is one person who is more important to my dad than anyone, who is Lord Ganesha. He called him Vignesha. And just to ask a question, does anyone of you know my exact name? Full name? Yeah, Pratap. No, close, but not. My full name is Vigneshwara Venkata Veerbhadra Rao Vinay. The all first names of the most important people in my father's life. I used to think that there are only 3 important people. What if there are 10 people? My name would be this much big. So after that, every person has many phases in his life. I do have. The name which I got is my first phase, which I was a kid. And growing up, coming to my second phase, it's my 4th standard. And I always refused to go to school. Then my father used to say me a story which every father says to his children, that, you know what? I used to go to my school by walking 6 kilometers. I used to cross a river for 15 minutes. I used to bicycle to my school for 3 minutes. That's how I used to study. And I used to say that, Father, that's how exactly my maths teacher does. And that's the reason why I don't want to go to school. The other day, my uncle used to come to my house and he used to say, you should enjoy your school days, just as I and your father enjoyed. Because we used to bunk classes, we used to go play around, we used to climb trees, we used to eat mangoes. And then he also said that my father was the class leader. And my father is like, please don't say it. He's my children. He's my child. I just told him a kind of motivation about that. And coming to my phase 3, it's a phase of intermediate in my life. I've scored a pretty good rank in AMCET, and I badly wanted to join an AMCET college called SRKR. And my father said, I don't want to send you there. Because I asked why. Father, why do you not want to send me there? He said, I believe in you, but not your age. It's like saying, I have trust in you, but I don't trust you. Then my father always says that he scores, he's a good student. And also then immediately he says that he has 4 backlogs and somehow he has managed to pass only 2 subjects. Coming to my mom's perspective, it's quite different. She's a scholar from her childhood. Whenever I used to score 98 out of 100, she used to ask, why do you score so less that you left 2 marks. And my father used to come and say, why did you score so much? That's so much. And my mom used to look at my father like with her wide eyes open and an angry face. My father used to say, Vinay, no. You scored very less. You should score those 2 marks also. During COVID, I used to sit in my home at a corner and prepare my exams. There are my 4 friends who used to talk to me every day. And as I'm in home, my father used to roam around. His voice was so loud that whenever he speaks, the bass was so high. My friends used to say, Are your father's voice is so high, we are scared of it. And they used to call him Bigil. My father loves that name. I forgot to tell you about my friends. There are 4 friends of mine. Coming to them, my first friend, he is so intelligent that whenever you ask him what is a database, he will say, database is a place in space which contains peace. And the other friend, he is also intelligent. Whenever you ask him what are builders, he'll say, builder is a person who order a ladder to get rid of spider. There is this other friend who's a lazy giant and he always sleeps. Whenever you ask him, bro, how to study, he'll say, why study, sleep. Whenever you ask him, bro, what will you do? I'll just sleep. Whenever you ask him, bro, what will you do after marriage? He'll say, I'll sleep. There is this other friend. Okay, what do you do when you get bored? We do listen to music or watch movies, right? This friend just eats 2 plates of pani puri when he gets bored. That's how my friends were. I'm not gonna tell about me because this is my speech. And recently I've joined a PG. My father was so afraid that I'll spend more money. He thought of a plan. He said, I'll give you only 200 rupees. If you want extra money, you can ask me and take it. And I was like, if he is my father, I am his father. Because I am Veerbhadra Rao, his father. I have other plans. I went to my mom to ask for money. I'm sure my father don't know about this, but I'm pretty sure that he'll come to know about that. Waiting for your call, Dad. With love, Vinay, to address Kakinada, Andhra Pradesh, pin code 533001. Or to you, TMoD.
Great. Thank you, Vinay, for the speech. It was wonderful to hear you today. Great. So with that, we finish our first prepared speech for the day. Now we'll move on to the second prepared speech of the day. So I'd like to invite Toastmaster Anuj, who is also our area C3 director, to share the guidelines and the objectives of the second speech. Over to you, Anuj.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Rohit. A quick audio video check. All good? Thank you. So today's speaker is attempting a project called as Writing a Speech with Purpose. The purpose of the project is for the member to learn or review basic methods for writing speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. I wish the speaker all the very best for the speech. Thank you very much, and back to you, Toastmaster Rohit.
Great. Thank you, Anuj, for the introduction of the objective. I think Anuj can be a really great inspiration for today's theme. He daydreams of working from Himachal, but he won't even leave his room unless he wants to work out. So he can definitely be a great inspiration, and we'd like to hear more from him about his workout regime later on. Thank you, Anuj. So moving on to the second speech, I'll invite Toastmaster Nishant with speech title Knock Knock, Who is There? So Nishant, Toastmaster Nishant, over to you.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll start. Hello, my fellow Toastmasters, evaluators, and all of you present over here. So as my speech title is Knock Knock, Who's There? So before I start that, how do you remember people? You remember people whenever you find something interesting about them, or you have some facts based on which you can remember them. So I'll start my topic as, my name is Nishant. And yes, only Nishant. No middle name and no last name. I am only Nishant. And for this, I have faced a lot of consequences. And all the developers, whoever are present over here, please give a space for me for not mandating the middle name and last name. So I have faced many challenges while booking a flight because I have to book my name as Nishant Nishant. I have faced challenges in a temple when a priest asked me, Nishant, what next? Your middle name, last name. And I have also faced challenge while getting employment in my company, where they took my father's name and added at the last, my credit card name. So I have many names. You can call me Nishant Nishant. You can call me Nishant T, because T is my last, the last letter of my name. Or you can call me whatever you wish, Nishant Singh, because my father's name is Arvind Kumar Singh. So after getting my name introduced, I'll describe my life in 3 phases, and based on that, you can grab some facts and then you can remember me with that. During my childhood, I was very curious and yes, creative. I used to watch Pogo, Art Attack, and all those events and try to replicate what they teach. I was so curious that in Diwali, what I did, I took a series bulb, a one piece of bulb, and directly connected to the socket and switched it on. And you know what happened? The MCB tripped and I got scolded from my father. He told me, curiosity is good, my dear, but before doing anything, please ask me. Then you can do whatever you wish. So I was born in Jharkhand, and then I came to Patna, where I did my schooling. Now, after completing my first phase of my life, I went to Bangalore. There I started my engineering. So engineering, I could say that it's not just an engineering degree, it is a phase of life. You learn many things over there. So personally, I learned about so many things over there. It transformed my life at a great extent. When I entered my engineering college, I was scolded by my father because I didn't clear IIT JEE mains. And my side, people have a lot of aspiration for sending their child in IITs. So I got into SIT, which is Siddha Institute of Technology. As my father scolded and I took it in a different way, I studied a lot and I scored a very good CGPA in the first semester, 9.81 CGPA. Then I realized only marks is not going to help. So I started giving recruitments of the different group. I started taking tests and one day I cleared Quest. Quest is an organization in my college which takes care of training and placement department. So there I started developing a lot of my interpersonal skills. I started communicating with people. I started becoming the master of the ceremony. I started conducting the events. And then I started participating in the events where I built robots. So it was so exciting phase of my life where I learned a lot of technical stuffs. And I also got opportunity to go to IIT Bombay and participate in different robotics events. In my third year, I was a part of Team Auto Architect. It is a group which builds an ATV and participates in national and international competition where we race and participate and show our technical skills. There I was elected as captain of my team and I was too ambitious there. That was the most crucial part of my life. And there I understand that how to handle people, how to talk to the management, how to be confident even when you are feeling demotivated. There was a time when many people were against me because of my ambition, because I wanted to take my team in top 10. So finally, I did that. And today my team stands at top 10 in entire India. Now coming to my office. So yes, I started as a mechanical engineering. Then I started as an IT engineer, and now I'm exploring the field of data science. Now, as green card is shown, I'll tell you some of the interesting facts. So when I came to Patna, Bihar and Jharkhand got divided. When I started my 10th, then a CGPA system introduced. When I completed my 12th, then the board marks for IIT started being considered. And when I cleared my college and joined my company, COVID hit. So this was one more interesting fact about me. Then coming to end, what is my number? My number is 995558884433. So all the double numbers are here. And at the last, whatever organizations till now I was part of, they were all related to trusts. I was a part of DAV Khagol. It is DAV Trust. Arya Samaj Trust. I was a part of St. Michael's. It is Missionary Trust, St. Michael's Trust. I was a part of Siddhganga Institute of Technology. It is Siddhganga Trust. And now I am part of Tata Technologies, which is Tata and Trust. So that's all. I think you know some facts about me and you will remember me with those. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Nishant, for sharing that story. I believe it's very inspiring. Specifically, I believe people from Toastmaster Amrita Club, where we have budding engineers, right? So it's basically just focus on what's in your hand and the external factors will always be there. So that's the learning from it. Thank you, Nishant. I think I just made a small mistake where I kind of, I think this speech 2 was for Janani, but maybe Praneeth, hopefully you paid attention and you can still evaluate Nishant as the third speech evaluator. And for the third speaker, basically, who is Janani now, Anuj is going to be the speech evaluator. So Anuj, please again pay more attention to the third speech as well, and so that you will be able to give the evaluation for Janani as well. So moving on to the third prepared speech of the day, I would like to invite speech evaluator Praneeth, who was supposed to be evaluating Nishant, but just to give a quick speech guideline and objective. Over to you, Praneeth, Toastmaster Praneeth.
Yeah, I think I need the speech evaluation resource. I think I don't have that, Janani.
You'll get that.
Rohit,
in
actually,
1 minute.
Anuj read out the objectives, I think.
Yeah. Okay, I think Anuj had already laid out the objectives for Janani. Yes. So then I think maybe we can move on to
proceed with the speech.
We can proceed with the speech. Yeah. So Janani she's a person who loves to talk endlessly and she loves to play badminton in her free time. So maybe our timer's job is going to be a little difficult because she loves to speak. Over to you, Janani. So the speech title is Nostalgia. Toastmaster Janani, over to you.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. Day and night passing endlessly. As I embrace you in my palms, arise a boon to my soul. Who, what, why is a question arising in all of your minds. It is none other than our very own electronic gadgets, just to ruin our lives at times, doesn't it? Some of you might disagree with me, telling it's one of the greatest inventions by humans. We are all dependent on it, possessed towards it. Yes, I completely agree with you all, as I am one among them. But don't you think life has gone crazy and fast in the past 20-30 years? Now, some of you are just in your 20s and some maybe in their 30s. The question still remains the same. I'll take you all into an illusion of the past. What's one thing which is common that all of us have at home? The everlasting television, always screaming and shouting, creating a havoc in our peace. Let's take a scenario. You wake up in the morning, grab a cup of coffee, and wish to get a quick update on the latest news. You switch on the TV. Breaking news, flash news, India's biggest debate at 8 p.m. tonight. The world is ending. In the blink of an eye, you are clueless. What happened? Just to increase the blood pressure in the morning, man. The television which we have these days may be as fit as fiddle. Flat, high definition, curvy and all. But back in those days, the television was just fat. It had only one channel named Doordarshan. The channel music itself was so pleasing and soothing, which goes like this. Ta-ra-ra-ra-ra. The world is ending. It's okay. you relax. Ta-ra-ra-ra-ra-ra-ra. Life is a circle. What is down is up. What is up, it's down. That's how it should be, man. It knew its limits of controlling human minds. People laughed and talked with each other rather than getting engrossed with gadgets. In addition to this, we have the mini version of television called mobile phones. Now, mobile phones are not called mobile phones anymore. They are all called smartphones. The television at least stayed in one place. But this rich smartphone traveled with us anywhere and everywhere as we go around. They are so precious to us. We treat them like a newborn babies, rubbing them in all directions. And just like feeding milk, we have to charge them every now and then. No wonder it leads to heated conversation these days. Good old days of Nokia. Charge them for 3 hours. It will last for minimum 2 days. Peaceful conversations. But these days, to make our lives more gloomy, we have the phone companies to sail along with us. Now I wish to make a quick phone call to my friend. He or she is busy. Back in those days, if the person does not attend the call, there used to be a long beep sound like brrr, and the call used to get ended. I'll get to know, okay, that person is busy. But these days, the phone companies have to jump in to clarify certain things, telling the subscriber you have dialed is currently at the busy. Oh, I didn't know that. They have few recommendations to be given. You can try again in some time. Well, I know. I'll try again in some time. I'll text that person or I'll go to his home directly. It gets even worse after you get married. I'm late at work, stuck. Late night, I wish to make a quick phone call to my partner. The phone companies make my life miserable. They'll say, the subscriber you have dialed is currently not available at this moment. What? What's the time now? My partner is not available at the moment. We are all sailing towards a world of no humans. Let us bounce back and change that. Talk our hearts out. Begin our passion in anything. For example, I love writing poems. And one of my poems got published in a book called Suppressed Emotion as an Espresso. I'm not publicizing my work. Yes, you heard it right. It has 254 pages, available in Amazon, Flipkart, worth reading it. Just a piece of information, do not buy it. Yeah, the book name is Suppressed Emotion as an Espresso. What I'm trying to tell is that let us all start chasing our passions rather than getting dwindled with the mobile phones. A couple of weeks back, I went to my hometown in Tamil Nadu. When I went there, no one was there at home. I went behind the garden and I just randomly started talking with the plants. The aunt next door was peeping from the terrace. She must wonder what is wrong with this girl. The next day she comes in and inquires about me. Are you all right? I was dumbfounded. Yeah, certainly I am. She feels it is weird when I talk with the plant, but does not feel it is weird when a son talks with a lifeless gadget. That's the world we are living in. Let us change that. The right amount of usage that we have for the modern gadgets is the greatest invention of humans. But when overuse leads to the destruction of humanities. Describe you, represent what you think, signify how you feel. To conclude it all, do not close your chapter or end up burying all your secrets in just a small device. Let us all come out of that shell and share a connection with words that really can be miraculous. It will be more meaningful if you can talk to someone once you get to know what's going on with you and with your emotions. Go on and give it a try to create a magic in your life and in someone else's life. Thank you. Over to Toastmaster Rohit.
Thank you, Janani. Thank you so much, and very, very energetic speech. And thank you for bringing back all the nostalgic, memory in such a lively way. And I think you also spoke about things which directly link to our theme of the day, which is health is wealth. Thank you so much for the speech. So now we are done with all the prepared speeches. Okay, and before we move on to the table topic session, we'd like to just share and talk more about the theme today, right? So health is the biggest wealth. When we talk about health, think of it as an investment. It's a long game. We can't just rely on short-term fat diets, the number on the scales, one good night's sleep, 1 week vacation, or a day off from work or college to create a longer and a healthier life. We have to create small changes every day, one small investment every day. So now let's help each other. I would like to invite some of you to share, some experience from your life. Anything, that you do on a daily basis that helps you stay healthy. It can be anything related to your food habit, can be the physical activities, it can be your sleep routine, or anything, which can inspire others to start their health journey. So anyone, please, I'd like to invite anybody who'd like to share any experience which opened their eyes about health or anything that they do that they think can be done by others. Please do come on stage and share.
Yeah, I would like to share some of my experience.
Great,
I think our BMI and weight is one of the main gauging factor that we have to check, often to make sure that we are fit and then we are in control of our weight and all. Actually, I was an on-site journey to Israel, and I was staying there for 2 months in a hotel, and also there was so much oily food, and everybody there works out a lot. So they normally eat, Israelis normally eat 2 times or 3 times what we are normally eating. So whenever I go to hotels, restaurants, they will serve a lot of food. And also I don't like to waste a lot of food. So I try to eat as much as possible. So when I was going there, actually, I was in a weight of 67 or something. And then when I came back, it was around 75, 76 in that range. And I was completely unaware about it because I was not having a weighing scale there. So later, actually, I came down to the normal weight. But one thing that I always do is I'll always buy a weighing scale in my home. Wherever I go, I travel, I'll be having a weighing scale. I'll always keep a look on that pretty often. So that will help us to keep, in the normal weight or average weight range.
Great. Thank you, Abhijit, for sharing that. That's a wonderful tip for everybody. Great. Thanks for sharing that. Anyone else would like to share? Come on, guys. I know that, everybody is aware and everybody is doing something to kind of, improve their health, to stay healthy. Anybody from the college, from Amrita group, I'm sure there can be 1 or 2 students who are, just silently just getting up in the morning, hiding and going to the gym or doing anything, which they are afraid of sharing with others. But it's a good platform to share. Come on, yeah, please go ahead.
Can I?
Yes, sure.
Whenever I get holidays, I used to go home. Before joining hostel, I used to eat so much. I'm a food lover. And whenever my mom used to cook something which I don't like, I used to throw it and I used to say, "Mom, what is this? It tastes like something else." And after I joined hostel, I came to know that the importance of the food which my mom used to cook. And now whenever I get holidays and whenever I go home, I'll become triple and I'll come and I'll come to my college. After coming to my college, till the next holidays, I'll become like this, as you're seeing. And then when I go home, same repeats. And then I understood the importance of health. We should know what to eat and when to eat. Every time you won't get the same food or the hygienic food which you eat at every place. That's what I've gone through. Over to you, TMoD.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that story. Sorry, I missed the name of the speaker. Ganesh, can you please?
His speaker's name is Vinay.
Vinay. Okay, thank you, Vinay, for sharing that story. Very inspiring. So anyone else would like to share? I think we have more time. We can take a couple of more tips.
Yeah, can I say something?
Yeah, definitely. Sure.
In my most unhealthy routine, the only healthy thing that I do is prefer to walk than use a scooty, because that's I've been doing for the past 5 months. Even my friends though they have a scooty, I won't prefer it that much. I rather walk than drive on a scooter, because that helps me to. I like walking, long walks with having a companionship and good conversations. So that's the thing that I prefer. Both mentally and physically, it will help me in both ways. Over to you, Rohit.
Great. Thank you for sharing that, Ganesh. Yeah. Yes, walking is definitely one of the activities that every one of us can do, and you really don't have to set aside a time for that. As Dinesh said, he walks to the college or he walks to the places he wants to go rather than taking a bus or a vehicle. So that's what all of us can do. Thank you for sharing that. Anyone else?
Can I?
Yeah, sure, Shilpa, please go ahead.
Yeah. Everyone here spoke about physical health. How can we all be fit? And in the beginning, when our essay started, he did mention about mental health. So one tip that I want to share with all of you, I don't know how old this group people are, varied groups of varied age group people. So one tip is, whenever you can, spend that quality me time. That is how you would reach that peacefulness inside you. That me time could be doing something that's your favorite hobby. It could be reading, it could be listening to music, podcast, cooking, or just hitting a gym. Whatever you do, but do it with the presence of your mind. That's when it is called a me time. It is not called a me time when you don't have your mind and heart present in what you are doing. And when you do that, it is the one that will help you to keep up your mental health. So it's a suggestion that everybody, those who have been doing it, it's good. But those who haven't yet thought about it, sit back and think, what do you want to do in your me time? Just you and something that you love to do. Do that every day. It's more than enough for your mental well-being. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Shilpa.
If
Yes,
you don't mind,
Anuj.
I just want to add one line, continuing to what Shilpa said. I'm reiterating something which I heard from someone else. The key to mental peace is physical stress. So it summarizes everything on its own. The key to mental peace is physical stress.
Definitely, yes. Great, sharing, Anuj and Shilpa. Very, very important, equally important, the mental health is. And definitely reflecting, taking a step back and, stopping and reflecting about your lifestyle, about yourself is very, very important, all of you. It's a good advice shared by our Toastmasters. Please do follow this. Yeah, so with that, I think we can continue this discussion further. But before that, let us hand it over to the table topic masters, Toastmaster Pratap, to take us through the table topic session. And then we'll get back to this topic again with more insights. Over to you, Toastmaster Pratap.
Hello, everyone. Hi, online audience.
Hello.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning.
So I'm Pratap and I'll be the table topic master for today's session. And yeah, usually people take table topic master role just because they don't want to attempt table topic. So that may or may not be the case with me, but I don't even want to say the importance of table topics. So I'm going to make one of you say it. Who's up for it? Any volunteers? All right, Yusuf, come. Toastmaster Yusuf, your topic is significance of table topic session in a Toastmasters meeting. All right, fine. Yeah. Imagine Mark Zuckerberg woke up and decided to delete Instagram from our lives. How would it impact the society?
Okay, if Mark Zuckerberg, if he does that, like I'll hate him like a lot because Instagram is the only place where I talk to my crush. Yeah. Okay. So Mark Zuckerberg, I don't think he won't do that. Biggest sin of his life. If he does that, like next day, I'm the one person who's going to run for him. Like take whatever if I get in my hand. Like most probably I'll take broomstick. Yeah, like yeah, mom's mom's motivation. I'll take broomstick and I'll call one of my friend to take the other things. Most probably like bail in some stuff and all, right? So I don't think he'll do because okay, fine. I don't think he'll do because the only reason he won't do is he's getting profit. Why would he do it? Basically, Instagram, how many people has how many crushes, like So this is what wait, okay, green card shown. Fine, I would like to conclude. Mark Zuckerberg is as of now he's good because he is not doing something bad. Yeah.
Yeah, well, Mark Zuckerberg might not do it, but Modi have the authority to do it, so he might. He might just ban Instagram. All right. So who is ready to attempt the first topic which I gave to him? Significance of table topic session in Toastmasters meeting. Already given the topic. No one want to?
I would like to go.
Yes, Shubhang.
So table topics, it does play a pivotal role in enhancing the communication skills of a Toastmaster. Like not only a Toastmaster, let's say in general. So we have both college folks and working professionals here. Now, coming to working professionals, I'm sure like you might have encountered several instances where you are asked to present a report instantly. Like your manager asks you update on something instantly. So you have to think on your feet and come up with an answer. So the table topic speeches that we practice here in Toastmasters, it does help a great deal. And coming to the college folks, so there would be several instances, even I've experienced a lot of times where your teacher asks you an update on a project or something. So you do come up with an answer instantly. Like not only sometimes you might have not completed the project, but you come up with an answer in order to fox the teacher. So in that way as well, table topics helps a great deal. Basically, the aim of table topic speeches is to have the ability to think on your feet and come up with a short yet concise, proper answer. And also I feel table topics, like you give prepared speeches, you prepare a speech and you deliver it over, let's say 5 to 7 minutes. But I feel table topic speeches is where your communication skills get really tested. And it is the ultimate test that I feel. So yeah, I feel like if you want to take your communication skills to the next level, practicing table topics is a must. I also try to whenever like I get a chance to attend a Toastmasters meeting, I do make sure that I take part in the table topic session. Even though I falter a bit, I stutter a bit, but you have to keep going. Only then you'll be able to improve your communication skills. I mean, prepared speeches do help us a great deal, but yeah, table topics is the ultimate. So yeah, that was my take on the topic. Back to you, table topic master Pratap.
And that's why we have this session. Thank you, Toastmaster Shubhang. Who's next?
Me.
I'd like to.
Okay.
Harsha. Toastmaster Harsha, your topic is how come people grow apart? How come people grow apart? Toastmaster Harsha.
Such an interesting question, Toastmaster Pratap, you had to ask me. Well, how many of you have studied in school? I think most of you would have studied in school, right? You didn't go to school, Toastmaster Vinay? Then how many of you have studied +1 in a different junior college or in the same school? All of you. Again, you've come to BTech, and after BTech, you'll go to a job or maybe a different career outside India, or let's say some career in India. At every point in life, when you take a different step, you will grow apart from people that you are close with. One thing that stays constant is the change that you have in life. When I was in my 1st standard, I used to have a very best friend called Viru. And in my 5th class, I cried so much that I was leaving him. Same goes with my 10th class. After my 10th board exams, even though my social exam was a disaster, and I still got 10 points in it, that's a different story to talk about. But after the exams, we went back to a mall, all of the friends together, watched the crappiest movie of my life, something called Khatamar Ayudo in Telugu. And I had the nightmare of my life with my friends, but we were laughing together. Little did we know that after all the laughs, we'll have to fall apart and we'll have to go to the next phase of our lives. After +1, +2, after playing hours of cricket together on every weekend, after first time playing with a glazed ball, I felt so happy because of those friends, and I had to grow apart from them. Now I'm in BTech, in my 7th semester. Maybe in a year more, we don't know where we are going to be, but I'm pretty sure that we'll work our ways out and meet back together someday. Back to you, Toastmaster Pratap.
I still can't digest the fact that in 1 year, we may or may not be together. I'm not going to cry. Thank you, Toastmaster Harsha. Who's next? Previously, someone volunteered. Okay, Abhijit.
Sorry to interrupt. If I can know the name of the speaker who just spoke.
It's Toastmaster Harsha.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So, Abhijit, where are you, man?
Hey.
Hi. So, Toastmaster Abhijit, your topic is how much do you think fashion influences psychology? How much do you think fashion influences psychology? Toastmaster Abhijit.
Okay. Yeah. So it's pretty strange topic to me. But I think like the fashion, I consider as the way that we dress or the way that we appear. So if we have a positive attitude towards to the way that others sees me, then that will definitely going to motivate us in a positive manner. So as a as a person like who is not much into fashion, I would like to say, let's say, if I'm wearing a pressed shirt versus a wrinkled shirt, so I'll feel more confident to go to some discussions or some meetings with a well-mannered way rather than a wrinkled dress. And that also showcases that the way that I look into or the way or the time that I take to present myself. So fashion or the way that we appear ourselves, way that we kind of take our time to groom ourselves, all this matters a lot because that's a part of our personal time that we are taking to groom ourselves, right? So I think that is something everybody has to follow. And nowadays the fashion trends are, going way off, like cross-dressing and all this different type of fashion trends are coming, right? So I'm not sure, like the person who wear that specific dress, if he or she has a status in the community, then that will get changed into a fashion. So that's also happens. So fashion motivates us, that's one thing. But people motivate to make something new as a fashion as well. So it will go both ways. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhijit. Hope I look good. Yeah. All right. Someone from the online audience raised their hand before. Yeah, Toastmaster Anuj.
Yes.
Toastmaster Anuj, your topic is, what would you change about modern school system? Toastmaster Anuj.
Thank you, Toastmaster and dear guest. If I have to change one thing about schooling system today, I would start with analyzing what is actually being taught in school today to understand what is the aim of those studies. For example, it's been around almost 10 years I have passed my school. So I do not even have a clue what is being taught into the school. So the first thing is to understand what is being taught. Now, once I understand it, is it really relevant to the school kids or not? For example, if we are having if we have a library period, are students really utilizing that library period to gain some knowledge or not? It's a big question. For example, in my schooling days, we had a library period every week, and all we used to do was take a book and talk to each other on the table. Now, maybe that period could be turned into a financial lesson, probably. I'm sure most of us may know about taking their own financial decisions, but some may not know about taking their financial decisions, and they end up going to a CA to even file a simple ITR. And if I have to take another example in the same financial lessons, we do not know how to invest properly. Investments in stocks are still considered to be one of the risky subject. If people can learn it in school itself, by the time they are earning, they do not have to depend on FDs or SIPs. They can directly invest on their own. To sum up, if I have to change anything, adding financial lessons into the school would be one of the things. And of course, there are many others, but this one thing would be definitely the top thing in my mind to add in the schooling today. Thank you very much, and back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anuj. Well, I suck at financial planning, so I employed my friends to do the job. Yeah. All right. Moving ahead. Who's my next volunteer? I think I have one last topic. Someone from the offline. Okay.
Pratap, we have two
Siddharth.
people have raised their hands. Siddharth and Saksham.
All right. Timer, Saksham. Toastmaster Saksham, your topic is, do you think shyness can be cured?
Okay, so thanks for this topic. Well, it's a bit strange for me, but again, no sure, I'll give a try. So first, coming to sinus. Sinus is a very along with a disease. It's something very irritating. It hampers our day-to-day life. So coming to its cure, what I generally feel that if the sinus is if it has not reached to the advanced level, it can be cured by natural remedies. Like whenever I have sinus, mother gave me a milk with turmeric powder in it, and it helps a lot. Like within a day, it helps me to relieve the symptoms by 50 to 60%, and in 2 days, all the symptoms goes. But yeah, sometimes if the condition is very like critical, so you have to go to a doctor. And modern day medicine practitioners give a lot of medicines which help a lot in relieving the symptoms. I know that it cannot be cured, but it cannot be cured permanently. But there are many medical medicines which helps to manage the symptoms. And with our proper discipline and good health habits, we can try to minimize the chances of getting this problem. And once if we get this problem, there are many traditional as well as modern ways to suppress the symptoms. But as far as I know, it cannot be cured permanently. And that's all from my side.
Thank you, Toastmasters Saksham. I actually asked about shyness. It turned out to be shyness and something related to the theme. Well, that's fine. I think that's with the table topic session. Hope you all enjoyed it. Let's have a little break for 5 minutes. I think that's the job of TMoD. All right. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Rohit.
Thank you, Pratap. Pratap, just there's one, you can say one tradition that we do. We also give the table topic master one topic, to speak about. So I'll give you one topic to you as well.
Definitely.
Yeah. So your topic is great things take time.
Great things take time, right?
Yes.
So this is actually framed from the sentence Rome is not built in one day. So I do believe in the fact that great things take time. Like I didn't learn anything in one day or something. I have a few experiences in my life where I have to learn a lot of things, like starting with swimming. My father have to push me into the lake without teaching me how to swim so that I'll know the importance. And yeah, it took me a lot of time to learn how to swim. And that taught me a very good lesson that great things takes time. In my lockdown period, I wanted to learn something. I wanted to do something productive. So one day I started looking at a few videos about coding and all. I didn't learn how to code, but I was fascinated by the fact that they can type very fast. Or do they pretend to type very fast? I don't know. But I wanted to learn how to type well. So I started taking lessons in the website called KeyBR. The first day, I am typing with my pointing fingers. I don't know how. I'm just typing with my pointing fingers, and it shows that I have to use fingers in a particular way. I tried to do that. It didn't work out well. But I keep on trying. I understood that this is something which I cannot learn in a single day. So I started practicing, and it took me more than 6 months to fluently type with all my 8 fingers or 10 fingers using the space bar as well. So yeah, I started at around 35 words per minute in during May of 2020, and by the time by May of 2021, I was around 80 words per minute. So I think that's something I learned it during my lockdown period, and it taught me a lesson that great things actually take time. Thanks for the topic, Toastmaster Rohit. Over to you.
Hey. Thank you, Pratap, for taking that up. Okay, great. So that's about our table topic session for today. Getting back to the theme of the day, I just would like to share about a book named Spark: The Revolutionary New Science of Exercise and the Brain, which was written by John Ratey, who is a professor of psychiatry at Harvard Medical School. In his book, author explained very clearly how the body and the mind are related to each other and how exercise improves brain functionality. We were also talking earlier about the mental health and the physical health. This shows how these two are also linked. So what the author did was, there was a case study done. They started a physical education program in a high school in one of the United States school to check the notion that exercise improves students' performance and learning abilities. This experiment made 19,000 students fittest in the country. Exercise does not only improve, the students' physique, but it also improved their learning. So the results were very, very promising. So what I wanted to convey is that physical activities do also help you in terms of making your brain healthy. And I think which is what each one of us want, to lead a very healthy life, right? And before we move on, I'd just like to share, since we're talking about wealth, because health is the biggest wealth, just a quick small mantra or a strategy for all of us to follow when we go back. Is about, we just made an acronym out of wealth. So W stands for water, drink ample water. E stands for exercise. Please do enough exercises, based on the time that you guys have with you. Attitude, so need to have a very good attitude, like start with a very healthy breakfast. I think Pratap said about walking to, work or walking to your college. That can reflect a lot about your attitude. L stands for less stress. So stress definitely is, one of the biggest hindrance to our health. So take less stress. T stands for think positive. It can do wonders. And the last letter is H, healthy eating. Healthy and nutritious eating has a direct impact on all type of health that we have, right? So with that note, I believe all of us can take at least, start one small thing from today to keep ourselves healthy, right? After all, they say, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. So let's spend our hard-earned wealth and money on things like apple, rather than spending it on, doctors and hospitals. We are not earning it for them. We are earning it for ourselves. So let's be healthy and, earn the wealth and spend it on ourselves. With that note, I'd like to conclude this theme for today, and would like to invite now General Evaluator Shubhang to initiate and drive the evaluation session for today. Over to you, Shubhang, Toastmaster Shubhang.
Thanks a lot. Well, that was a lovely thing, and you're very interactive, and it was great to watch. So let's commence the evaluation session. So I would like to call out the evaluator of the first paper, Toastmaster Shilpa, to share her report.
Hello again, and a big hello to Toastmaster Vinay, who is my target speaker. Toastmaster Vinay was supposed to adapt his previous, the purpose of his speech was to adapt the previous feedback into his current feedback. And he shared two key feedbacks with me, which I believe he has achieved at a very 50-50 percentage, I would give that. So let me come back to what they are and how he has done. His first feedback that he received is use speech title in the speech. I must appreciate his speech title was really captivating. I wanted to know, what is this, Dear Daddy? I thought this speech that he was delivering was all connected with his father, but he did bring that it was not just his father, his father's father also, and he didn't repeat it several times, but he made sure he mentioned about it that in the beginning and also in the ending. If you all recollect, his speech had mini stories. And one of the stories that he started off with was how did he get his name? And that's where Dear Daddy started. And at the end, he did conclude, if he is my daddy, I'm his daddy. So that's where he brought back to say what his title is, and it was very well done. The second feedback he had in his previous speech was his short stories did not have connect or was not having a conclusion. This is something even I have observed. Tiny stories connected would make a big impact. Today as well, I didn't find those stories connected. I felt a disconnect in the story. Audience interaction was bang on. Your character's introduction was perfect. You introduced your friends, you introduced your mother, father. So many characters you brought into onto the stage. It was lively to see that. However, something that made me always think or made me take notes of is a bit of disconnect every time you are jumping from the stories. You should maintain the pace because you had a purpose. You were talking about your dad. Your subject was Dear Daddy. So that had to be maintained to have audience go with the connect of those mini stories. Try to bring that. That's a challenge I would like to give you. The second thing is just a suggestion. Retain your tenses properly because you were talking in past tense, coming in present tense, still you are talking in the past tense mode. So if you can work on that and continue to maintain one tense line, it would be very good. Again, something that I want you to work on, and it's a challenge for you, is do not go for an abrupt ending. You gave your pin code, your like a letter that's ended. Very good, interesting. However, it sounded like it ended abruptly because the story didn't have a conclusion. Overall, for your feedback, I would say very good beginning with your captivating title, audience interaction, and a good character introduction. Work on your grammar, work on how to maintain the story continuity and give an ending to your stories. That will add on to your benefit. And that's what I wanted to say as a good storyteller if you want to grow. Over to you, G. Shubhang.
Thanks a lot, Shilpa, for the detailed report. Can we have the evaluator of the second speaker, Toastmaster Praneeth? Praneeth, are you there? Okay, so till Praneeth connects, can we have the evaluator of the third speaker, Janani? I mean, Anuj, who is the evaluator for Janani, to present his evaluation report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shubhang. Toastmasters and dear guests, today's speaker, Toastmaster Janani, as the title said, nostalgic. She took us back to our phone and cell phones and TV nostalgia. I will be sharing my evaluation in two segments, which is the content and the delivery. To talk about the content, Toastmaster Janani had an amazing structure. She had a good opening with hope. She had the TV story and the scenarios, the cell phones, and again few scenarios, and finally a conclusion. The most interesting bit about her content was the different analogies she gave for the TVs, because we never saw TV and cell phones from this perspective. So a very interesting way, to engage with the audience in a humorous way. Coming to your delivery style, you had a very clear voice and you had amazing body language. Now, when I say about body language, to give you an example, when you were showing about the phone, you were clearly showing it. I know it is difficult with holding mic in one hand and then showing the phone in other hand. So you did it very brilliantly, even with this challenge of holding mic and showing your hand gestures. You even, I really liked when you showed picked the phone and showed the moving of cell phone with you, and you even moved from left to right on the stage. So a very interesting way to showcase body language in your speech. Now coming to the improvements area, talking about the content, when you spoke about the poem, I felt that it was out a bit and it was a bit distracting. Why? Because either it could have been avoided or it could have been transitioned better to fit properly in the structure. I know it had a key message in it. So if you want to include it, maybe you can work on the transition bit. Also, when I heard about the analogies, I felt that I heard this content from some stand-up comedian. I'm not very sure, but maybe I have heard from somewhere. So if you were inspired from someone else's content, maybe you can mention it that this content is inspired from so and so person. So this is one feedback. And coming to the delivery part, I felt that there was too much of motion from left to right. For example, you could stay still when you were reading the news reporter. It was good when you took the cell phone and moved, but when you were doing the news reporter, you could have stayed still instead of moving. To sum up, a very interesting speech. You had a clear voice. You can work on these improvements area, and you are a great speaker, and you will even take it a notch higher. Back to you, Toastmaster Shubham.
Thanks a lot, Anuj, for the brilliant report. Can we have Toastmaster Praneeth to evaluate Nishant's speech?
Yes, thank you. Toastmaster Nishant, first of all, congratulations on giving your icebreaker speech. I would like everyone to stand up innovation for his first speech.
Thank you so much.
First of all, the amount of confidence you showed in your first speech is very commendable. For you were speaking like an experienced speaker. Like people, when they first give their first speech, people are very what do you call, not comfortable on the stage, or they are just not themselves. But you are very comfortable in giving your speech. You know what you talked about. That means you prepared well for your speech, and that is very appreciable from my side. And the way you described your speech is very the way you described your these things, like your 10th, your 12th class. I like that in your 10th, the CGPA system. In your 12th, the IIT, they considered the, what you call, your 12th marks, and COVID when your job hit. Those are all experiences that everyone can relate to. Right? I can also relate to, because in my time of something similar kind of thing happened. And everyone, when a speaker relates something that everyone can relate to, that the energy in the audience and between the speaker is, the aura is very different, and that's what you have achieved right here. People can connect your speech. That is the first thing that any Toastmaster should be having. And as you said, your other things also. For example, you said you are an IT engineer, now a data science, you are doing some data science things. Those are things that like they're good for other people as well, right? Because people think that we have to be in just one position, and change is not good, but change is good. And you have conveyed that, and change is okay. You have conveyed that, and really appreciate that. See, the things that you could improve on are constructing your speech better. That's the only thing I would recommend from my side, is the beginning and the end should be, you could work on that. That's the only thing I would say. Overall, very good speech, and the trust thing also is very interesting for me. Okay, those are things which the first speech you gave. Those are things that we need, right? The things which will connect to audience, or funny things. See, you have humor sprinkled in your speech. You have facts. It's about your personal life, your professional life. Everything is very good. That's what is needed in a speech, and you have excelled in that. The only thing I've decided to work upon is just make your speech more constructed. The beginning and the end should be what do you call? They should have a connection in between. Overall, very great speech. I hope to see more amazing speeches from your side. Thank you. Over to General Evaluator.
Thanks a lot,
Thank you,
Praneeth,
Praneeth.
for the brilliant and very detailed report. And congratulations to Nishant as well for giving an icebreaker speech. You have taken a decisive step in your Toastmasters journey.
Thank you so
I
much.
wish you all the best for your subsequent speeches. With this, so we are done with the evaluators, speech evaluators. Now I would like to invite the tag team to present the reports. So starting with a timer Saksham. If you could share your report.
Yeah, so I think when it comes to time limit, so all the speakers in the table topic as well as the prepared speech have maintained their time limit. No one crossed their external time limit. In terms of evaluator, I think Toastmaster Shilpa and Toastmaster Anuj slightly crossed their time limit. Like they spoke for 3 minutes, 40 seconds and 3 minutes, 35 seconds respectively. Other than that, all the speakers have maintained their time.
Thanks a lot, Saksham, for the report. Can I have our counter Srividya to present her report?
Yes, just a second. I'll share my screen. I request the host to give me the permission. Yes. So I'm back with the counter report. So Toastmaster Shubhang used the filler word 4 times and repeated the word I quite a number of times. And Toastmaster Vinay used twice and repeated the phrase who is quite a number of times. Toastmaster Rohit used 4 times. And Toastmaster Abhijit used 6 times, and I would like you to work on it. And Toastmaster Pratap and Toastmaster Nishant used twice, which is fine. Toastmaster Dinesh, Saksham, Shilpa, Anuj, and Janani had very few or no filler or crutch words. So congratulations on that. That's all for the counter report. Over to you, Toastmaster Shubhang.
Thanks a lot, Janani, for the excellent report. Can I have the last role taker of the trio, the Grammarian, to present his report? Toastmaster Ganesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shubhang. I'd like to start off with the essay from the starting of the meeting. I'll mention the good usages, the good phrases, the good words that we all used in the meeting, and then move on to the not so good things which we could improve upon. Starting with the essay, Toastmaster Praneeth used contamination, pollution, toxic, and keto, which were some good words he used. And coming to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Dinesh used kickstart. Coming to Toastmaster of the day, had some good phrases like take it for granted, re-emphasize, coined, the greatest wealth is health, and had an amazing acronym for wealth, which is water, exercise, attitude, less stress, think positive, and healthy food. Moving on, the R counter, Toastmaster Srividya had a good word, effectivity. Speech Evaluator 1, Toastmaster Shilpa had good words like adapt, retain, abrupt. Speaker 2, Toastmaster Nishant had good words like consequences, demotivated. Speech Evaluator 2, Toastmaster Praneeth had used commendable, conveyed, humor sprinkled in your speech. Speaker 3, Toastmaster Janani, her speech was rich in vocabulary. It had pizzazz, illusion, and a poem in the end, which I couldn't note, but it was really good. Havoc, in the blink of an eye, engrossed, dwindled, and many more I missed. Speech Evaluator 3, Toastmaster Anuj, brilliantly and showcase were some of the good usages that you had. And in general, while the meeting was happening, some words that I caught were gauging factor, BMI, me time. The key to mental peace is physical stress, which was a quote I loved. And falter, And that's all the good words that I've heard during the meeting. Coming to the not so good usages which we could improve upon were by what we put out it to the world. It should be by what we put out to the world. We shouldn't use it in the middle. They had a lot of aspirations for sending their children. They had a lot of aspirations to sending their children to IITs. Only marks is not going to help. It's only marks are not going to help. Elected at company of my team. It's elected as company of my team. Coming to end. It's coming to the end or coming to an end. Curvy and all. We can just end it with curvy and not say and all. While speaking table topics, some had a tendency to use in the middle. We can probably reduce it with more practice. What do you do when you gets bored was used, but it's what do you do when you get bored? Had an amazing structure. It's had an amazing structure because amazing starts with a vowel. An analogy was pronounced wrong. It was pronounced analogy. I'm sorry. I don't remember how it was pronounced, but I remember it was pronounced wrong. And one other thing I'd like to mention is a crappy was used in the meeting. It's a formal setup. So let's try to refrain ourselves from using such informal words. And word of the day was used by Toastmaster Shilpa. And I'm sorry if I missed anyone else using the word of the day or idiom of the day. So big round of applause to anyone who did. Overall, I'd say the meeting was rich in vocabulary and it was hard for me to find any grammatical mistakes. I was trying to nitpick each and every small thing you say to find grammatical mistakes. But overall, it was an amazing meeting with amazing grammar. So over to the general evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Shubhang.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Ganesh, for the detailed report. You focused on each speaker and presented a very detailed report. That's great observation, I would say, and great listening skills as well. So coming to my report, so the first of all, in the starting, we started a bit late. That's totally fine. We had some technical issues. But yeah, in the subsequent meetings, we can ensure that we start the meeting on time so that we can have all the events in place. Then coming on to the Sergeant at Arms Praneeth, you gave a very good introduction of your role. You mentioned the rules that we have. I mean, now that we have been having meetings online from the past 2 years, you explained how the rules have been changed slightly in the online setup. You explained that very well. And you also shared your insights regarding the theme. Usually, from my experience, I haven't heard Sergeant at Arms share the insights of the theme. It was really great that you shared your inputs as well. It was great to hear those inputs. Then coming on to the presiding officer, Dinesh, you were very much interactive. It was great to see. And there were a lot of first-time guests who were present. You asked them to introduce themselves, made them feel comfortable. It was really great. And along with that, you shared your insights as well regarding the theme. It was great to hear those insights. Then you transitioned it to the TMoD. That was also very much smooth. Coming on to Toastmaster Rohit, you introduced the theme well. You spoke about how, not only the last 2 years of the pandemic, but how we take our health for granted and we indulge in a lot of things which we should not. And eventually our health goes into a toss. You sort of set the agenda on what you're going to speak about further. Your introduction clearly told us that. Then you transition to the prepared speeches. So one suggestion I would like to give you here is, so after you're done introducing the theme, you can explain the entire structure of the meeting. I know before each segment, you mentioned that we are going to have the prepared speeches, we're going to have the table topics. So right after you're done introducing, you can explain the entire structure there itself. So we are going to have the prepared speeches first, then the table topics, and then the evaluation. So it sort of helps the first-time guests as well, who are not used to the Toastmaster setup. Then we had the prepared speeches section. So prepared speeches, well, it was great to hear all the speakers, give their speeches, and it was great to listen to such a diverse set of speeches. Like we had, people sharing, people giving their icebreaker to people talking about the modern day addiction that we have of mobile phones. It was really great to listen to all these diverse set of speeches, and I'm sure you will improve on your speech journey by incorporating the feedback shared by your evaluators. After the prepared speeches, Toastmaster Rohit, deep dived into the theme. And one thing I would like to appreciate Toastmaster Rohit is he took inputs from the audience and shared his insights as well. It was really great to see the audience step up and share their inputs about how they are trying to improve their health. And Toastmaster Rohit kept it really engaging. He transitioned very well between all the speakers. Usually it's quite difficult in a hybrid setup to focus on the hybrid, I mean on the members who are attending offline and who are attending online. Toastmaster Rohit did that really well. Post that, we transitioned to the table topics. So coming to Toastmaster Pratap, well, you had a wide range of topics. It was really great to see. I mean, you had one topic which was about an importance of table topic session in Toastmasters, and the other topic was how can one overcome their shyness. So it was a wide range of topics. It was great to hear. It was great, and it was also great to listen to the speakers come up on the stage and voluntarily speak on the topics that were given to them. One feedback that I would like to share with you, Toastmaster Pratap, is so after a speaker is done giving their table topic speech, you can, let's say, I mean, you did share your feedback about the topic, as in what the speaker spoke about, what you felt about their speech. Maybe you can speak for a little more time, let's say 20-25 seconds, and then move on to the next table topic speaker. Post. So that is one feedback that I would like to share with you. Apart from that, you were brilliant and you kept the audience engaging. And also, like Toastmaster Rohit, you also focused on both the offline and the online audience well. I know it's really difficult, but you did excellent in that part. Then coming to the evaluation session, Toastmaster Shilpa and Toastmaster Anuj, you really, I mean, let's say, got down to the crux of the speeches and explained everything brilliantly. I'm sure the speakers will incorporate that feedback and continue to enthrall us with such speeches even more. Lastly, coming to the tag team, the timer, 𝙈 counter, and Grammarian. You also presented your reports excellently. One feedback I have is for Toastmaster Saksham. So you did mention that all the speakers are qualified. It would be better if you mention the timings as well. So that will sort of give a deeper insight to the speakers on how they can pace their speeches, subsequent speeches. So you can mention the timings of each speaker, even the table topic speakers. So it will help them pace their subsequent speeches and let them, make those fine tunings that they can do. Overall, I would say it was a very engaging session. It was great to, see both the online and the offline audience come up to the stage and speak. And like there was great participation, I would say. And I would definitely cherish this meeting for a very long time. I mean, I'm not used to this hybrid meeting setup, but it is great that I would this experience was really enriching. I would like to attend more hybrid meetings from now on. So yeah, that was my feedback. I would like to pass the stage, hand over the stage back to Toastmaster.
Great, thank you, Shubhang, Toastmaster Shubhang. I just can't agree more with the evaluation that you have given. It was a very brilliantly executed meeting. I think everybody, guests, members, rule takers, everybody did their job brilliantly, starting from, the opening remarks by Praneeth and Pratap, then moving on to you, introducing the general evaluation team, then all the speakers and the table topic masters. And last but not the least, the evaluation, which I believe is the most important aspect of the entire session. It was brilliantly done, the entire evaluation session with such a brilliant, detailed feedback, very specific. It helps a lot to improve, because all of us are here to improve. And those specific feedbacks definitely, play a big role in that journey. So I'll congratulate everybody, including the tag team members. I think the grammarian Ganesh was, I was astonished by his detailed, and the kind of focus and attention that he paid to each and every sentence that everybody spoke. So he stood out for me. And I think this concept of having this collaborative meeting of the two clubs coming together was really great. I myself, being relatively a new member, just being 2 months into the Toastmasters, I like this idea of meeting with new people, new club members. It's very enriching for all of us. And specifically the group that we had from Amrita College, looking at this people, we already had a speech titled Nostalgia, which brought some of the nostalgic memories related to the TV, Doordarshan, those musics. But this looking at the group sitting in the auditorium brought back a lot of other nostalgic memories from our old golden college days. So I would like to congratulate all of you, who were able to kind of join today's session physically there. And it was really inspiring and motivating for me to see that. And I would like to congratulate all of you, because you have taken this step. I know how difficult it is in your second, third, or final year to, come out in the morning, Saturday morning, and attending such sessions for your personal development. I believe you have taken a brilliant, first step, and definitely it's going to help you, and make you stand out from the rest of the, crowd and people in your batches. So again, I'd like to congratulate that, and very happy for all of you to be part of the Toastmaster journey. Yeah, I think that's all from my side. So now I'd like to hand it over to our presiding officer from our club, Saket, Toastmaster Saket. Over to you.
Thanks, Toastmaster Rohit. So am I audible and visible? Yeah, okay.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone. So what a wonderful meeting today. We have starting from Sergeant Dams, Toastmaster Praneeth, then all the speakers and evaluators, then TMoD Toastmaster Rohit, who has done the wonderful job by specifying the today's theme, TTM Toastmaster Pratap, and at last RG Toastmaster Shubhang. Can we have a huge round of applause for all the role takers in today's meeting? And one more thing, Toastmaster Rohit has done the role of TMoD for the first time in Toastmaster journey, and same goes with Toastmaster Nishant, who has given an icebreaker speech in today's meeting. Can we have a huge round of applause for both of them? So Toastmaster Shubhang has already put the voting link, so I request each one of you to vote for the prepared speech, best prepared speech, best table topic, and best role takers in today's meeting. Now, I would like to invite guest or Toastmaster to give us the feedback about today's meeting. Anyone from offline meeting, online, offline audience?
I just have a small request. Can I have this Google link in the WhatsApp, Toastmaster Shubhang, please? I cannot fill it from my laptop. I have to do it from phone.
Okay.
Sure, sure. Cool.
So Shubhang, you can put in that role takers group, and as well as personally in Shilpa. Anyone who want to give any feedback? Ganesh, you are there. Pankaj.
No, this is first time I have joined it, and I really like this, how we are sharing the content and how we are exploring and how we are interacting with each other. So it's really helpful.
Thanks, Pankaj. Hope to see you in the next meeting.
Yes.
Anyone from an audience? Yeah.
Yusuf would like to give some feedback or his experience.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Really, it was an amazing session. Like, I do like meeting new people. So it was really an amazing session, especially that table topic Master, even you did a great job. And TMoD of the day, even you did a amazing job. Like literally, you didn't let us go down or something. Your speech was literally like, like liveliness. It was a liveliness speech. I mean, your session was liveliness. It didn't let us go dull or something. Yeah, this is my feedback. Thank you.
Thanks, Toastmaster Yusuf. So, can I request Toastmaster Shiva to give us the feedback as a area director of today's meeting?
Thank you very much, Saket. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of another area director in this meeting, Toastmaster Shiva.
Okay.
He's shying away right now, but so I think two great clubs executed a great meeting. That's all I would like to say. Executing any hybrid meeting is difficult. I've seen it. I have attended many clubs which meet in a hybrid setup, and it is very difficult to execute a meeting at such a level. And you guys did it very brilliantly. The meeting was spot on and very smooth transitions between all the rule takers. So kudos to the organizing team. Thank you very much, and back to you, Toastmaster Saket.
Thanks, Toastmaster Anuj. Hope to see you in next meeting also. Can I request Kajal to come on stage and share the feedback of today's meeting?
Yeah, hello, good afternoon, everyone. It was really a nice meeting. And I once again that the most interesting part was that table topic discussion as usual. And I would like to appreciate Nishant again. The way he introduced everything regarding his life was really nice. It was in a very different way. He explained everything. And one more thing I get to know from this meeting now, that boys are very anti or against their fathers. They don't appreciate their father's steps when they also know that these things are very important for their life and they are the right things. Still, they are against their fathers. And looking forward for few more sessions. I'm very interested in the sessions, and I could see one more thing, that people are taking benefit of this platform very well to accelerate their career to next level. And that is it. That is it. Thank you.
Thanks, Toastmaster. Thanks, Kajal.
Okay.
Can I request any offline or member of an audience to come on stage and share the feedback?
Saurabh, can you give a feedback for us?
Okay.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dinesh. And good evening, everyone. It was good afternoon, everyone. It was a great meeting, by the way. I mean, this is my first offline meeting after 2 years. Can you believe it? And it's been, like the theme says, nostalgia. Like Janani's speech says, nostalgia. That I'm attending after a long time, and we're just witnessing the whole magic of what Tab has done and spoken word coming together. It's just fantasy. And just the fact that I'm speaking on the stage after such a long time, it just goes to show how excited and how much I have been missing out on. I'm very glad that the club has taken, Dinesh has taken the club to new heights, and already linkers me to spoken word. Damn, you guys are just the best. And I think all of you can vouch for that. And I think all of you can say that this meeting was a huge success. Thank you so much, spoken word, first of all, for helping Dinesh and actually accepting the offer and conducting this event, because this event just turned out to be marvelous. I just loved the speeches, the topics, everything, albeit I came a little late. But thank you so much. I'm just really glad to be on the stage again, giving you this feedback and going back. Thank you so much, Dinesh. Over to you.
Well, we have one more offline guest. Asanul, would you like to give a feedback for the part you have been in the meeting?
Okay, then it is fine. So that is it from the offline guests. Over to you, Saket.
Okay, thanks, Dinesh. Thanks everyone, and a special thanks to Toastmaster Dinesh and Toastmaster Janani, who agreed to do a hybrid linkers meeting with us. So Toastmaster Shubhang, if you have already a webinar, so can you please announce the results?
Sure. The results are as follows. So the best prepared speaker goes to Toastmaster Janani. Congratulations. As Toastmaster Anuj, your evaluator rightly mentioned, you are very much energetic during your speech. I would like to definitely incorporate some of that enthusiasm in my speeches as well. Congratulations on bagging the best prepared speaker award. And the best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Shilpa. It was a very detailed, and as I had mentioned before, you really went down into the crux and like sort of analyzed each and every aspect of the speech. It was great to hear. Congratulations once again on bagging the best evaluator award.
Thank you so much.
And well, the best role taker goes to any guesses who it might be?
Table topic master.
No, it's the very, it's the first timer, Toastmaster Rohit. It was his first time and he has bagged the best role taker. Congratulations, Rohit.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone.
And the best auxiliary role taker goes to Toastmaster Ganesh. It was actually, I forgot to mention that in my evaluation report, but your report was, really good. You focused on each speaker. It's quite difficult in a hybrid meeting, especially like you have multiple speakers who come and share their feedbacks. So it's very difficult to concentrate and note down each aspect of their speech. But you did that great. Congratulations. Coming to the best table topic speaker, it's none other than Toastmaster Harsha. Congratulations. It was a very good table topic speech, and I very much liked how you paced your speech. I would definitely like to, borrow some of that, I would say, tricks of the trade from you when it comes to table topic speeches. So that was it. Congratulations to all the winners and also to the role takers as well and the speakers who came up to the stage. It takes a lot of courage to come up to the stage and speak. You are also equal winners. So yeah, that was it from my end. Back to you, the presiding officer, Toastmaster Saket.
Thanks, Toastmaster Shubhang. Congratulations to all the winners in today's meeting. So we have few announcement in today's meeting. So we have the Amadeus Toastmaster Club as a buddy club of a Spoken Word Toastmaster Club. So I request each one of you from a Spoken Word to participate in their meeting. So Amadeus meeting happens on every Thursday from 12 to 1:20. And if you want to any details for Amadeus or participate in any role, you can contact Shubhang or Shilpa. And next week, we have Moment of Truth for a Spoken Word Toastmaster Club. So I request each one of you to be available in the next week meeting. Further update will give you in our WhatsApp group. So now I would like to close meeting number 179 of a Spoken Word Toastmaster Club and 174 of Amrita Bangalore Toastmaster Club with huge round of applause.
Hi.
Yeah,
I'm Ganesh here. So observe
yeah,
guest for this meeting. So I'd like to have a few meeting I was observed today.